Hey all, Hipper here. So we are continuing the series of, unusual destroyer builds here with taking out the German tier 6 destroyer, the Z-39, with a super sonar build. And this is an unusual build, yes, but it's very, very effective. And this has made this ship here probably my favorite destroyer because it's just so good at what it does. And what it does is, catching other destroyers in pretty bad situations. It's not actually that good at killing other destroyers because the reload is very, very long and the guns are not exactly accurate. That would be an understatement, actually. And I'm actually using a cruiser commander on this destroyer, but it doesn't really matter that much. And I'll show you the build that I'm using here in a second because I just want to go through how it's actually set up. So as you can see, I'm using Lutyens here on my Z-39 with this build. Inspirations, Bay and Swirsky to get the concealment down. Ingenious, Expose gives you better torpedo detection, and you get an extra sonar and like better range. So let's just have a look at, first we'll just have a look at the ship, but it's a fairly standard setup here on the ship. Just have the concealment mod, obviously. So 3 smokes, always good to have. 3 engine boosts as well, and 4 sonars, 4.7 kilometer torpedo detectability and 5 kilometer ships, and a reload time of just about 3 minutes. Super, super useful. And look at my detectability as well, only 5.4 kilometers with a cruiser commander on the ship. So, I mean, this is not as low as the detectability can go, but it's decent. It's good enough to do what you want to do in this ship. And obviously you cannot stealth sonar with this build here. You can do that with some other builds, but not this one, because you don't really need to. Like I said, you have 5 kilometer sonar range, and that includes torpedoes, making it very, very hard to torpedo this ship here, because you get like 5 kilometers warning, and that should be enough for anyone. So just gonna bully this Akatsuki here out of the cap in the beginning. I'm not using any torpedoes because I'm never gonna hit him anyway. So I just want him to go away and smoke up, so I can smoke up as well and then go dark, and then we can actually start to do what this ship here is all about. So I like builds that are, different from the meta builds that everyone runs on their destroyers, and I'm sure most people run like full concealment build on this destroyer, as most people do on every destroyer in the game, and it's just such a shame to waste all the other perks and skills that are never used, unfortunately, because like what keeps this game interesting and exciting to play is the fact that you can run into ships that are set up differently than what most players do. And yeah, sometimes like you give up a little bit of efficiency to do that, but it keeps the game fresh, at least for me. And I'm sure it's not nice when you're on the red team, but it's not bad. Got a torp hit on the enemy DD there, which is awesome. It's nice to have something different, and it's interesting to run into an enemy ship with a different build. At least I think so, because then every battle isn't exactly the same. And he ate another torpedo and he died. So that was 1 destroyer down. And I've just been sitting here with my sonar on in the smoke, because like I said, I have a 5 kilometer range because I have Lutyens on the ship. So there will be no surprising me with torpedoes. So I'm just covering the other destroyer there as well, because he doesn't have sonar, and he's pretty vulnerable. So let's get some cheap shots at this Baltimore here, so we get the radar cruiser out of the way, and just trying to stay 9 kilometers away from him, so we don't get, in any radar trouble. Just send some torps as well, and then in this game here, the battleships are actually moving in to the epicenter, which doesn't happen a lot. They are probably moving a little bit too much in, because they're not really taking any cover, which is a bit of a problem, but at least they're moving in. I'm not going to complain a lot, only a little bit. So I just gotta try to go dark again here, because the carrier is doing naughty things, and these battleships here are not going to last long. So I'm going to move in here behind the island to make sure we don't lose the epicenter, because we have the upper hand right now. So I want to make sure that we actually capture the middle at the very least, and then we'll see what else we can get up to. And we have a Mars over here, and just trying to figure out if he's going to reverse or not. And just having a look at what the Alabama is doing, and then we've fired one round of torpedoes, because it looks like he was reversing out, and then we would be hopefully able to score another torpedo on a destroyer here. And my sonar is pretty much back, and he is in range, so all I have to do is to sit here, and I'm safe, and I'm capping. I'm in a very good spot, and if I want to, I can pop the sonar now, and I can spot him. There he is, because I have 5 kilometer range. So that's it. I got him with my torpedo. If I didn't get him with my torpedo, someone else would have shot him, because I was keeping him spotted, and he was in a pretty bad spot.
Nice work.
And that really is, well, the gimmick, I guess, or the purpose of this ship. With this build here, it is to sonar those destroyers that no one else can really get, close to. Because it's a tier 6 ship, so it's rare you get into a battle with radar cruisers. And spotting will usually have to be done by destroyers. And with this build here, you can sit on the other side of an island and spot any destroyer within 5 kilometers. You're not even putting yourself in danger. And if you have to put yourself in danger, you have your smoke, and you can just pop it and pop the sonar off. And even though the enemy destroyer tries to torpedo you in the smoke, you're still keeping him spotted, and you get 5 kilometer warning on the incoming torpedoes that are, inevitably coming when you're sitting in smoke like that. And yes, that is a very, very powerful build. Z-39 is my pick. There's also the Z-35, but I don't like that ship as much, because it doesn't have the speed boost. Other than that, they're pretty much the same, except the Z-35 has better guns, faster reload. The guns on this one, they are pretty bad actually. But that's not your primary purpose. Your primary purpose is to spot the other destroyers and catch them in nasty situations, and then hopefully get some help in taking them out, or taking them out with torpedoes like I've been doing in this game here. I didn't kill the first destroyer, but I did get a torpedo hit on him, so he must have been in like 1% health or something like that. So we have lost 3 battleships. And I'm not going to say don't push in a battleship on this map here, but don't push too much. Inside the first ring is okay. Any more than that, you are pushing your luck, like these 2 battleships did in the beginning here. And this Brandenburg and the other battleship, they are just waiting to circle me, or surround me, approach me on 2 sides of this island here, and like they know I might be able to get one of them, but I won't be able to torp both of them. At least not when one of them is a Brandenburg, because of all the secondaries. I'd have to be very lucky to do that. So I'm just biding my time here. I don't want to give up the epicenter until I absolutely have to, because I was kind of hoping someone would come to my rescue, but as you can clearly tell, there is absolutely no one coming to help me. They're all not even close to the epicenter. So it's about time to run away now, and Nagato is pushing aggressively, and this is a situation where I wish I had single fire torpedoes, because he's slowing down and he's just grinding himself here on the outcropping instead of actually continuing. And with single fire torps I could make life miserable for him, but as it is, don't have much to offer here. So I gotta go dark now. I mean, these guys are pushing me out of the cap. I can't think on these 2 battleships here. They're nearly full health, and I get a lucky torp hit there. Well, not lucky, but I get a torp hit, and then I look like I get 2 hits on the Brandenburg as well. I didn't get any of them sunk, and trying my best to survive until my smoke is back so I can break line of sight here. And there we go. And that saved me here, because otherwise I would have been done for. And not much backup or anything like there. Like I said, everyone's sitting out there on the right flank, just allowing the enemies here to take the epicenter. There are like 2 battleships pushing a destroyer out, and no support, not even from the carrier. So that's okay. We'll try to move in again and see if we can't rearrange things yet again, because I refuse to be pushed out by these 2 battleships here. But you can see the Brandenburg, he knows what I'm up to, and he's not giving up that epicenter there. So I'm just again thinking, what should I do now? Because obviously I'm not going to get any support, and there is still a carrier in this game, so at any point I could get spotted, and I'm so low on health now that I really have to be careful with what I'm doing. So the Brandenburg is trying to take the whole epicenter here, so obviously we have to torp him, and doing best out here, just try to reset him as well. And then I need to get into some sort of cover so I can attack from a different angle, because he's expecting the torps from out there. It's gonna make it hard to actually hit him. And then I fire a little bit bad there. That was a bad decision to shoot. I thought I was still behind the smoke, but I wasn't. And then I got spotted, and that cost me dearly in the last bit of hit points I have left. And I need to go dark again, which happened just there, but I'm down to less than 1,000 hit points now. So I was thinking of taking the Brandenburg on, but obviously I can't do that. I won't be able to get in within range and fire torpedoes and survive. That's just not possible. So we're going to have to try to go around and then see if we can't grab the epicenter again from, behind the Brandenburg. But there are another 2 battleships in there. See, the red team has, well, they've only lost 2 battleships, while we've lost 4. And they actually have a battleship more than we do. So it's not looking too good, even with the Brandenburg out of the game here. So we are still ahead on points. So really, all I have to do is get into the cap and try to stall the Reds accumulating points. It's going to be difficult because I have no smokes left, and I have 722 hit points. So pretty much any secondary hit will take me out, and I'm just in not the best position. Let's be honest here. So my plan is pretty much just to get in here, hide behind the island, and keep the enemies from accumulating points for as long as I possibly can, and maybe we'll just be able to pull home this victory here. Unlikely, as I understand the carrier not pushing, but there is an Albemarle out there, and I know he's facing 2 battleships, but I mean, it's do or die now. So anyway, so I get a pleasant surprise here coming around the corner, and lo and behold, it's the carrier. So I am just debating what to do now, because I'm gonna get spotted anytime now. As soon as the carrier launches planes, I will be spotted, and I want to make sure I remove this carrier from the map. So that's why I am just checking if he's turning or not. And then the plan was to fire these last torpedoes and then disappear behind the island, so I don't get spotted. But as you can see, he just gets a squadron off, and I decide to reverse as well, and that's obviously a mistake. But it still turns out pretty well. Takes, almost all his health there with the first batch of torpedoes, but then obviously the squadron is chasing me now, and just trying to see if I can avoid a direct torp hit here, but the island's in my way. I do get the carrier though, but that's the end of me there with that torpedo. So unfortunately, not a win in this battle here, but still a pretty good effort, I'd say. There's just no, what can you do? 3 battleships pushing in like that with a carrier backup? Yeah, there's pretty hard to do anything about that. But anyway, the point of the video is that this is a different build that you can pop on this ship, or pretty much any German destroyer with a sonar, and it allows you to play differently than you usually do in these ships here, and that's what I like I said in the beginning. Sure, I could put the same build on every ship every time and play every meta ship with every meta build there is. That would be very, very, very boring, very, very, very quickly. And that's why I don't do it. I have some builds that I use in Division and some I use in Solo, and then I have a different set of, you know, more or less meme builds. But this is not a meme build, this is a useful build. You still have 5.4 kilometer detection, and you have an awesome sonar, and you have lots of them, along with 3 smokes. This makes for fun games, different games, like games that aren't always exactly the same, which I think is what you need in this game to keep it going, keep it moving, and keeping your interest and your investment in the game. So nearly 1 million silver there. I didn't even have a booster on. 2300 XP in a loss. So did well. 2 high calibers on our team and still a defeat. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you out there.